If you're on social media, there's a high chance you've heard about Andrew Tate. You might not recognize his name, but you've probably come across one of his controversial videos like this one.
Do you suck on demand? Yes or no?
But who is Andrew Tate? Emery Andrew Tate III is a retired British-American kickboxer from Chicago who competed in the cruiserweight and heavyweight divisions. He is a 4-time kickboxing world champion. However, these days, Andrew is more famous for his strong social media presence and often controversial and misogynistic points of view. Aside from all the controversy, Tate may look like what some people would consider a true alpha male. Fast cars, guns, martial arts, boasting about having lots of women, eating whatever he wants, drinking regularly, and smoking cigars. For some, this is a dream come true. Because of these extravagancies and his extreme personality, Tate has caught the attention of some men who also aspire to make millions, get girls, and live a similar lifestyle. Despite all the controversy surrounding Andrew Tate, he's got a great physique that many men would aspire to. What's even more impressive is that he also claims to lift very little. In one video, Tate claimed that he never had a strength routine or lifted weights regularly, and never had a strength and conditioning coach, or tried a 1-rep max bench press. Instead, he used to do lots of push-ups, shadow boxing with 4 to 5 kilograms in each hand, running, sometimes with a weighted vest, and lots of burpees with a weighted vest. His training mostly came down to sparring and kickboxing specific training. In other videos, Tate also mentioned that he doesn't like going to the gym because it's a waste of time and it sapped him of his energy. He only did it because he had to stay in shape for kickboxing. Instead, he would rather do home workouts for 25 minutes, which, according to him, have helped him stay in peak shape even after retiring from kickboxing. So how does Andrew Tate maintain his physique year-round? Well, he claims that these days, apart from kickboxing training, he aims to do 1,000 push-ups per day. The truth is, he might just be one of those people with great genetics that allow him to eat whatever he wants with minimal training and still maintain a great physique. Sadly, that's not the reality for most people. Keep in mind, Tate was a professional kickboxer for many years. Some of the habits that he picked up over the years for both nutrition and training are probably a part of his lifestyle. So even though he eats whatever he wants or trains however he wants, it's probably still better than what most people would do in the first place. So the question is, what does it take to build a top G physique like Andrew Tate? For those of you who are not familiar with Tate's physique, here's some shots from his Instagram. A lot of these pictures were taken with great top-down lighting and a pump, which makes his physique look even more impressive than it might normally look. Nonetheless, it's safe to say that Andrew Tate has a great physique that many men would aspire to have. So how do you achieve a physique like this? To be as transparent as possible, there are no shortcuts. It all comes down to building a decent amount of muscle and getting really lean so your abs are visible and your muscles are more prominent. For most beginners, this will take a lot of time and consistency. We're talking about 2 to 4 years, not months, but eventually you will get there. Now, if you look at Tate's physique, some key areas stand out. Take a look at his shoulders and his traps, very well developed. He's also got a nice back and chest, but not exactly what you would typically look for in a bodybuilding competition, which makes sense considering Tate was a kickboxer and didn't have any aesthetic-related goals. So if you're looking to build a physique like the top Gs, you should focus on a well-rounded program that targets your whole body, with a slight emphasis on some important show muscles like the chest, shoulders, and traps. If you're new to the channel and you don't know where to start, we have plenty of videos on how to set up your training program, from best exercises for each muscle group to how many sets and reps you should aim for, and practical tips that are sure to help you get the most out of your training. Practically speaking, you probably want to aim for 3 to 4 gym sessions per week and focus on progressive overload. In other words, focus on getting stronger over time. Additionally, you could focus more of your energy on your upper body, especially if your main goal is to look good naked. This could look like 3 upper body sessions and 1 lower body session, or 2 upper body and 2 lower body sessions if you're looking for a more well-rounded approach. On the first upper body day, you could prioritize your chest and back. On the second day, you could focus more on shoulders, traps, and arms. And then on the third day, you could do more of a general upper body day with fewer exercises per body part. This would ensure that you're training each muscle group twice per week, which has shown to result in more muscle growth over time compared to only training a muscle group once per week. Here's a sample of how you could structure your training. Chest and back on Monday, shoulders, arms, and traps on Tuesday, take a rest on Wednesday, legs and abs on Thursday, upper body on Friday, and then relax over the weekend. If you can't train 4 times a week, you could opt for a full body routine 3 times per week. As long as your volume is similar, meaning you're doing roughly the same number of hard sets, you should see similar results. Now, some of you might be wondering, do I really need to go to the gym? Andrew said you could build a good physique with 25 minutes of bodyweight home workouts. The answer is, it depends. There's no doubt you can build an impressive physique without going to the gym. Just look at the calisthenics guys or gymnasts and how some of them have impressive, jacked physiques with just bodyweight exercises like push-ups, pull-ups, and dips. However, it's important to note that everyone responds differently to training, and for a lot of people, home workouts simply aren't enough to radically transform your physique, especially if you're a beginner. From our experience, you'll make considerably more progress if you have access to gym equipment like dumbbells, barbells, cables, and machines that allow you to effectively target each muscle group. Aside from training, your nutrition will play a huge role in how your physique looks. If you're not a beginner and you already have a lot of muscle, but also some extra body fat, you should focus on losing that fat while maintaining as much muscle as possible. Some strategies that can help you get leaner include increasing food volume, adding more fiber to your diet with fruits and vegetables to help with satiety, moderating alcohol consumption, replacing sodas for diet sodas, increasing your daily steps, or even adding an extra cardio session per week. But if you're not very muscular and you don't have a lot of body fat either, you should focus on being consistent with your training program and spending most of your time in a caloric surplus to optimize muscle growth. Let's go back to the initial example. If you're a complete beginner, it may take you 2 to 4 years of consistent training and being on top of your nutrition to achieve a physique you're proud of. During those years, you should spend 2/3 of your time focusing on muscle growth, aka training hard, eating in a slight caloric surplus, getting enough sleep in, and so forth. And the rest of the time should be focusing on fat loss phases or mini cuts to keep your body fat in a moderate range. This may seem pretty straightforward for some of you, but the reality is way too many beginners see a physique like Andrew's and think they need to radically overhaul their entire diet and only eat chicken and broccoli so they can get shredded. That's not what's going to build muscle. You need to fuel your body so you can perform optimally during your workouts and build muscle. Once you've built the foundation, then you can focus on cutting calories and getting shredded. But don't start there. By now, you're probably wondering if there are any specific exercises you should be doing. The answer is no. Unless you're a power lifter, there are no mandatory exercises. Hypertrophy training, aka getting swole, is all about generating as much mechanical tension in your muscles as possible and focusing on progressive overload. In other words, you don't need to squat, bench press, or deadlift to build an amazing physique. However, we recommend you include these exercises or a variation of them in your routine, as they have stood the test of time and are an effective way to train many muscle groups at the same time. For example, the bench press is mainly a chest exercise, but it also targets your shoulders and triceps, making it an excellent upper body builder. Speaking of which, if you're looking for exercises to add mass to your upper body, we recommend checking out our video on the only 3 upper body exercises you need for mass. Finally, let's talk about supplements. Do you need them to build a top G physique? Let's see what the OG top G has to say about this. In Tate's words, "I take no protein powder or supplements." This doesn't come as a surprise, as most supplements have a very small effect on the grand scheme of things, even if they have a lot of research to back their effectiveness like creatine monohydrate. The truth is, you can't out-supplement a bad diet. A lot of beginners believe they absolutely need protein powder to make gains, and they often focus way too much on their post-workout protein shake and neglect their overall protein intake, which should be the main priority. You see, protein powder isn't special, it's just a convenient way of getting some extra protein into your diet, especially if you have a hard time reaching your daily protein goals. It's definitely not mandatory to build an impressive physique, but it may help, similar to creatine. So although you don't need supplements, they can be useful in the right context. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of supplements with sufficient evidence to support their benefits. However, whey protein and creatine monohydrate are some of the few supplements that actually have a lot of studies supporting their benefits, which is why we recommend them if you're looking for a starter pack. At the end of the day, as long as you're training hard, focusing on progressive overload, hitting your calorie and protein goals, and getting sufficient sleep, you will see good results. This is good news if you're on a tight budget and want to save some money. But if you have a bigger budget and you're looking to optimize your performance and recovery, some supplements are worth your money. To recap, what do you need to build a top G physique like Andrew Tate? First of all, start posting controversial videos on TikTok. Scratch that. For real, here's what you should do. Number 1, follow a structured training program with a slight emphasis on upper body show muscles and focus on progressive overload. Number 2, prioritize your nutrition. If you don't have a lot of muscle, focus on being in a caloric surplus and building muscle before cutting down. If you already have a considerable amount of muscle, but have some extra body fat, focus on implementing strategies to help you create a calorie deficit and keep lifting hard to maintain as much muscle as possible. Number 3, prioritize recovery. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night and try to minimize stress when possible. Number 4, start living the lifestyle you want. Some of you may look at Andrew and associate his physique with his lifestyle, thinking that once you achieve a certain physique, you'll make more money and attract more girls. The reality is that you can have an impressive physique and still not be happy. Happiness comes from being true to yourself and acting according to your values. So if you want to live a certain lifestyle, start taking the steps to actually change your current situation and enjoy the process. Much like building an impressive physique, it won't be easy. But if you stick to it for long enough, it will be worth it and you'll be glad you didn't give up. And remember, maintaining an impressive physique is a lot easier than building one in the first place. Don't worry too much about how long it will take. Focus on nailing down the basics and you'll get there. Did you find this video helpful? Then please be sure to click the like button below, as this truly helps with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you're tired of wasting money on useless supplements but are looking for a real edge in the gym, check out our science-based performance stack with turbocharged and maxed out. You'll cover your pre- and post-workout needs with clinically dosed products proven to improve energy, enhance stamina, and increase strength and power in the gym. And right now you can get 25% off your entire order plus free shipping. Just head over to musclemonsters.com/supplements or click the link in the description and enter the coupon code MONSTER at checkout. And if you're enjoying the content and want to support the channel, all we ask is that you click the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you never miss another video. Peace.